You guys, welcome back. As you can see by the title of today's video, we're doing something a little bit different. Chris has been in some of the videos here on the channel, and a lot of you guys have mentioned you want to see more of him. So when I saw this video idea, I knew I had to participate. My boyfriend is going to be judging popular books based on their cover. He is definitely not a reader, but I do talk about a lot of the books that I like and books that I'm reading, so I think he might have a general idea about some of these books, but for the most part, he's going in blind, so I think it's going to be really fun to see what he thinks about these. I first saw Alexa Ray doing this video with her husband, and she basically picked out a bunch of books for her husband to judge. So that is what I did. I might have chosen too many actually. All of these are so good though. I don't know if I can cut any. I know in some of the videos they will read the first sentence of the book to their boyfriend so they can kind of get a better idea of what the story is. We'll see what happens. Basically, we're gonna bring him in here and he's gonna start judging these books. Come on over. Got a new couch so we don't have to sit on the ground. You've actually been on the channel way more than I thought.
I thought it was like twice.
You're technically in it, I think 3, because you were in the shopping video we just did. I picked out all of these popular books, and you're basically just gonna go through them and judge them by their cover, by their first sentence. Just give me your thoughts and opinions, maybe predictions of what you think the book is about.
I was told not to judge a book by its cover growing up.
Why are you talking with an accent?
I don't know accent.
Country accent. There's a lot here. We might not have to do all of them. First up, we have Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. Give me your thoughts.
I see this right here.
Oh.
In the middle. So I'm assuming this is like in London.
Okay.
I see, I see the clock tower and I don't know, it looks like an Alice in Wonderland type thing. But I don't know if the animals would talk.
No, I'll say that the cover is definitely giving fantasy.
It gives fantasy. Oh, I see the little inscription here. So is this romance?
Okay.
Because it says BJB, and then there's a heart, and it says MP, like their initials. Oh, and the 2 flags. It's giving like Romeo and Juliet, like a forbidden love. They love each other, but they can't. Maybe one of them's a royal, one of them isn't. That's why I see the crown here.
Honestly, that'd be a very good plot.
Possibly also, there's a wolf and a deer, predator prey. Maybe one of them is trying to make the other one fall in love for the wrong reasons. You're
putting things together that I didn't even put together while reading. Okay, solid start. So overall thoughts, like would you read it? Do you think it was a good book?
I don't know if I would read it because I'm not much of a romance guy. So I don't think this book is really calling my name, but I think it'd be a solid read anyway.
I hated it.
Really?
I love the second book though. But this first book, it wasn't giving what I was
thought you
promised.
hated what I said.
No! Oh no! Up next, we have Hooked by Emily McIntyre.
So this cover, it's reminding me of that other book.
What book?
Haunting Adeline for some reason.
Oh, okay. I'll say they're kind of the same genre.
A Never After novel. Never After, that means it didn't work out.
Okay.
But I see, blood, broken clock. Maybe this is like it looks like a dark romance to me. This clock is broken, there's blood, it's given like, they could be hooked to each other, but it doesn't mean it's love. It's real toxic, it's violent. Maybe I'm seeing some type of violence. Don't know what party, but maybe there's violence in there.
Say violence more time. No, okay, well here's interesting. A Never After series. When do you typically hear that saying?
Never After? I don't know.
No, Ever After. Like stories like that.
It's gonna be like a princess thing.
Okay.
Maybe they're not princesses in this. I don't know.
No, that's fine. Solid. I'm interested to see what this first sentence is actually. I think everything that you've put together is pretty accurate for this story. Oh, this has an excellent first line. Ready? It feels different than I thought it would, killing him.
Oh, that's where the blood is coming from.
That's a good opening line.
Maybe she was too obsessed with him and killed him because if she can't have him, no one can.
In the first line?
Yeah, well, she killed them.
Should I actually tell you what they're about? Or you just rather...
It's up to you.
I mean, do you care? Or...
it's not that I don't care, but...
Okay, moving on. Up next, we have Throttled by Lauren Asher.
Throttled. I think I picked this for you, didn't I?
You might have...
I think I picked this for her and boyfriend picks my TBR.
No!
I'm not sure. I think so. I remember the name. Throttled. Oh, okay. I see. Oh, okay. I know what book this is. This is the one, the F1 romance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the one where she's in love with like two different, or like there's like a love triangle or something, right? I don't quite remember. Lauren Asher, I know who Lauren Asher is.
Do you?
Yeah, they're like F1 racers and stuff, and they're like the girls are like part of the press or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. That's what this is.
Okay, solid. I had talked about this book before.
I knew this one. Yeah. Okay. Well, I like it. I like the car. I like F1.
Let's see what the first line is. Inhale deeply, welcoming the smell of rubber and engine exhaust before I pull down the visor on my helmet.
That's the perspective of the driver. That's
Sure is.
maybe is this one of the ones that is like you one book is a perspective of the driver and the other book is a perspective
in the same book though.
Oh.
You get 2 point of views. Yes.
I'll read the driver's perspective.
Just the driver's. You're gonna miss half the book.
Really big fan of F1. Shout out Max Verstappen.
Okay, great. Okay, up next we have Icebreaker by Hannah Grace.
I know Icebreaker.
Do you?
I do know Icebreaker. This is one of the ones I thought was ridiculous. This is a YA.
Oh, it's not YA.
I associate it with YA because
of the cartoon cover.
Not just the cartoon cover. Just you read this for something, right? This was for your book club?
It was for a book. Yes.
It was for the book club. Yeah, this was shout out to book club. But
shout out to book club.
I remember one time we were at Barnes and Noble when I saw this when they got all the book talk stuff.
You can't read the back.
It's because I know.
You're just supposed to judge these books. You don't really need any background information on them.
Okay, so I'm seeing from the cover.
Okay.
It says UCMH on his jersey, so I'm assuming that they both do some kind of winter. Well, he does hockey, obviously. She does figure skating, but it has to be for the school. And I'm assuming they fall in love or there's some kind of love going on there. I don't know if they end up together or not, but that's what I'm getting from this. They're both student athletes that fall in love. You know?
Excellent. That's the whole book.
Oh, okay.
No, that was a good one. Okay, solid. I think, honestly...
I knew that from the... I have seen it before from the book club.
Yeah.
That's where I've seen it.
Okay. Well, some of these, yeah, I don't know. I can't remember if I've talked to you about them or not, but you're doing pretty well, I'd say. Okay, up next, we have Indigo Ridge by Devney Perry. This one might be a little tougher, based on the cover, at least.
Oh, okay. I see a person here.
Okay.
I see it's a girl in the mountains. Maybe it has to do... Maybe some kind of natives that live in the mountains.
Okay.
That's all I could maybe gain from this.
This one's a hardcover.
It is a hardcover.
I'll read you the first sentence.
Let's see.
This is kind of not a great... This won't give you much. But the first line is, could I get another? The bartender didn't slow as he passed by. At least you know they're at a bar.
They're at a bar. This one's hard. Like,
I don't know what though? You could argue that the cover's kind of a mystery.
That is true. I didn't get that from the cover though. See, what I imagine here with this cover, Bella from Twilight, like, you know, like Jacob and like they're all like natives and stuff. And like maybe she falls in love with one of the native boys or something.
I'd probably read that over what this was anyway.
Yeah.
It's essentially like same thing that you're saying. Girl moves to the small town. I don't remember if she's the chief of police or something, but there's a mystery happening, but it's also like a romance. So.
See, Bella's dad was the chief of police.
True. We love Twilight. Okay, up next we have If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan.
I know this book.
Do you?
This one is a tragic book.
Okay, I didn't know.
This one, the reason I know this book, and I'll never forget to cover anything, because I was playing my video games, having a great time, and she called me crying.
I forgot.
Because of the ending of this book. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just saying.
Okay, that doesn't count. Up next, this is what I'm really interested. Do I constantly talk about this series and the characters? Yes, but I don't know if you actually know what this book or this series is about. So that's why I have Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas.
Okay, so she does talk about this quite often. She's got the 2 swords. She does look quite cold. She's got that dagger. I like that dagger. With the Sarah J. Maas stuff, I get a lot of the stuff mixed up. But she does talk about it quite often. I would say from this, Throne of Glass is what she's after, maybe. Someone's not rightfully there.
Okay.
They killed like her father or something. She's getting revenge, or her brother. I don't know. She's out for revenge and she's after Throne of Glass.
Let me read you the first sentence. And let me know what it gives. After a year of slavery in the salt mines of Enderveer, Selena Sardathian was accustomed to being escorted everywhere in shackles and at sword point.
Okay, so this means that she's a prisoner at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's a prisoner that has been wrongfully convicted, maybe because she knows something, or she is somebody that they don't want rising to power. Maybe.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting from that. You know.
Solid. Would you read it?
Maybe so. That sounds interesting. See, it doesn't sound too romancy, and it sounds,
Honestly, this series isn't.
yeah, it sounds pretty cool. It sounds like a movie I'd watch, so maybe.
Okay, up next, we have The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes.
I did read this little thing that says,
okay.
To catch a serial killer, you have to think like one.
All right.
So this puzzle box, and it has all the puzzle pieces that are gonna fit there. So with the name, The Naturals, and this little quote, maybe the main character has a family member or their family killed by a serial killer, or someone they love by a serial killer, and so the character is trying to find them, and they try to put themselves in that mindset so that they could retrace their steps and find them. Come to find out, they're also a natural serial killer. That's why it's The Naturals, because they're natural at what
little
they
plot
do.
twist.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Maybe.
I would read that book.
If that's what that's about, I'd read it too.
Okay, up next, again, do I talk about this series a lot? Do I think you know what it's about? I don't know. This is book 1 in the Zodiac Academy series, The Awakening. You could just let me know your thoughts. You want me to read you the first sentence?
In a second here. From what I remember, because I think the last time you explained this to me, you were only like 2 books deep. They all have different powers. I think it's just the one that has like phase in it and stuff. It has like phase and like all the different mythical fantasy creatures, and they all go to the school, right?
Yeah. Okay, so that's already a good.
Yeah.
I didn't even think you'd know that much. A lot happens.
Or
in
like,
this
series.
series.
I think there's like deaths and stuff they gotta solve. There's like romance in it and stuff.
There
like
is,
love triangles or something.
This first book's heavy on the bullying, though. Up next, we have Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros.
This book, I guess the specific cover you were looking for was just sold out everywhere.
We were looking for the sprayed edges, the first release, like first edition of the book.
And we could not find it anywhere. I even had a flight that week, and I looked for it at the airport.
Yeah,
we
it
went
wasn't
to
there.
Sam's, we went to Costco, we went everywhere, couldn't find it. I don't know anything about this book. Fly or die. So I see dragons. Maybe they go on this long quest. Fly or die, I guess.
Fly or die.
It says fly or die.
I mean, yeah. Up next, I have an interesting one. This is Butcher and Blackbird by Brynne Weaver.
It reminds me kind of like Bunny.
Okay.
The cover.
Yeah, the cover.
I see that there's a couple here. He's a butcher. Blackbird gives like crow. Crow gives like witch. Maybe she's a witch. And they fall in love. And he's not only a butcher, but also a serial killer.
Okay.
And she is evil as well because she's a witch. And their evilness clashes. And it just doesn't work out, maybe. That's what
Okay. The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson.
Okay, so this looks like maybe a mystery thriller. I say that because, it's got the blood and stuff. It reminded me of the other book, One of Us is Lying. So maybe Rachel Price was presumed dead and she came back, and it was a miracle. Everybody was ecstatic, but she came back knowing who killed her because maybe somebody that is involved in the filming of whatever they're filming or something killed her over jealousy or a part or something, and now she's out for revenge maybe, or they're trying to get these people locked up.
Okay. Up next, we have Normal People by Sally Rooney.
This cover isn't giving me much. I see 2 people, maybe looks like a guy and a girl.
Okay. You want me to read you the first sentence?
Maybe, here in a second, let me see what I think maybe it's just about normal people. They have their own lives, working. Maybe their paths cross constantly and they end up falling in love. I'm not sure. Is this a romance book?
That's a very good prediction of what the book's about. Okay, last one, we have The Deal by Elle Kennedy. This is kind of like a classic.
I know the book from the cover, but that's it. I don't know the book. I know that this is a romance book, right? Off-campus one, so I'm assuming they're like in college. Maybe they had some kind of bet or some kind of deal, to get frisky if whatever happens.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I know that the romance books have the smut in it, so maybe it's with her coach, because,
okay,
has a whistle or something. I don't know. I don't think I'd read this book, but...
Right. I think you did really well. Not that you had to guess the proper plots of these books, but I'd say a lot of them were pretty accurate. That was all of the books that we had today for you to judge. I thought this was so fun. I didn't think you would do so well, so I'm sorry for underestimating you.
I didn't think so either. Maybe next time you'll estimate me.
Right. Okay, that is pretty much it though. I just thought it would be a fun video to come and do to include Chris. There is another video we want to do together, so we will be filming that next. So that will be really fun as well. But that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you guys next time. I love
Maybe
it.
he kills her, she kills him.
Oh,
I don't know.
they kill each other.
Maybe.
You might actually like this book because it reminds me a lot of Psych.
I do love Psych.
Yeah.
Shout out Sean and Gus.
Our main character is basically Sean. Yes.
I will say I did read one book this year. It was a 50 Cent book. I don't even remember what it was called.
It was his memoir, right? Or
no, it was a motivational book.
Okay.
You know.
He was given tips.
Yeah, giving tips. You know, hustler's mentality. There's a lot that I learned from him. It's a self-help book, but I highly recommend it. I'll let you know what it's called in a second.